Hey, what's up, my coinaholics? Welcome back to Blue Ridge Silverhound. I'm your host, Sean, for this video, and I have a spectacular subject for this video that I think you guys will love. Probably maybe 50% of you aren't aware of the terminology when it comes to transitional Lincoln cents. And we're just going to focus on the Lincoln penny coins in this video because it's the easiest to search through to find. All the coins on the list are relatively modern in age. The oldest coin on the list is only from 1988, but I just can't state how important these coins are to not only coin collectors but also variety hunters as well. These coins, a few of them, are wildly valuable. As a matter of fact, the big ones on the list, can be worth as high as $25,000 based off of previous auction records. Okay, you never know. You come across one of these that's in really nice condition, and then you might have hit a home run because it's that big of a coin. Now, transitional is kind of a big word for coin collectors, especially the newer ones. And we're going to discuss in this video exactly what it is. Okay, number one, what exactly is a transitional variety Lincoln set, and how can you tell if you have one in your change or in your collection? You just don't know. These things pop up kind of when you least expect them to, like a lot of the other big hits that you could find just scouring through change. I can tell you something though. Okay, these coins are very exciting. All right, and there's multifaceted, multi-levels of these coins that you just absolutely need to understand, okay, because they are extremely important to modern coin collecting. But again, the big question on everybody's mind is going to be, what is a transitional variety, right? Okay, that's a really great question. That's probably the first thing you're asking yourself through 2 minutes of this video, and you're just telling Sean, hey, come on, get with the program here. A transitional simply means that, there has been a change or a transition, maybe in perhaps design or perhaps composition. Okay, one of the biggest transitional dates of U.S. coins history is 1965, right? Okay, 1964, we were used to having silver dimes, silver quarters, silver half dollars, and then all of a sudden, because of a hike in the price of precious metals, the U.S. Mint had decided to transition over to a predominantly copper-nickel clad composition in all of their coins in 1965. All right, so that is one notable transition in the time of U.S. coins. Okay, another one that probably not a lot of you know, okay, is the date between 1982 and 1983. Okay, what the heck is so significant for that particular date? Well, this is on U.S. coins as well. It is also affecting the Lincoln cents. Because of the price of copper moving up, okay, the U.S. Mint had decided to change the composition from this 98% copper bronze planchet that we've been using for so long, and now we're using a copper coated zinc planchet. Okay, it's much more lighter weight. It doesn't hold up as well, but you're talking two significant changes in transition from one composition to another. Okay, so those are kind of like probably what a lot of folks are in tune with when with transitionals. However, another type of transitional variety revolves around design. Okay, so when, it doesn't matter how minor or how major a design is, going from one coin type to another. For example, before Lincoln cents, there were Indian head cents, right? Okay, so the transition in 1909 from the Indian head cent to the new Lincoln design, okay, is one type of transition. But for the sake of this video, the transition we're going to focus on is simply going to be a change in a slight change in the design of the dies from one year to the other. To the U.S. Mint, it's more significant than it is to the general public, who seem to think that every time we look at these coins, they all look the same, right? It has Lincoln on the front. It still has the same date type on there. You flip the coin over, voila, there's still the Lincoln Memorial or that shield design on the reverse. Nothing's really changed to the naked eye for folks like you and I. All right, but upon closer examination, again, it's the small nuances in design changes that signify a transition. Okay, so as I go through the specific dates of the coins on this list, I'm going to talk about the transition. Okay, what was intended and then what was mistakenly done to make a transitional variety happen. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start out with the very first coin on the list, and it's the 1988 Lincoln cent. Now, as you can see on screen, I have both the Philadelphia obverse and the Denver obverse as well, because it affects essentially both coins. Okay, you can find this variety on both types. All right, so what is so significant about 1988? Well, there is a known transitional variety that you need to kind of pay attention to. The thing about transitionals and identifying these is you need a good magnifier. Okay, this is nothing that you could find with a naked eye or trying to take pictures on your smartphone and blowing it up to get an effective picture. Okay, where in that case it might turn out too pixelated or out of focus. I would say smartphones do a good job today on how advanced they are, but they're not perfect. Okay, that's not using the naked eye with a magnifier. About 8 to 10 times power is what I recommend for these things, because they are pretty small. You need to know what you're looking at. So the first transitional is the 1988 and 88D. Okay, the transition is that the U.S. Mint inadvertently used a proof reverse die on some examples of the 1988 Philadelphia and Denver minted coins. Okay, so what exactly does that look like, and how can you tell if you have the proof reverse variant or transition? That's a great question. All right, so what I did was I made a close-up schematic. One is just slightly out of focus, but you know it paints the picture very well on differentiating a regular type and the RDV006 is what it's referred to catalog-wise in the Cherry Picker's Guide. Now, you see the red arrows, okay? The regular type on the initials on the reverse, the FG, will have no downward bar serif on the G, okay? In comparison, when you look on the right side of the screen there, you're going to see that the G has a prominent serif that's sticking down, all right? Plus, the G looks a little bit bigger, okay? The initials appear bigger, and you have that prominent serif, okay? And that's really how you could tell the difference between a regular and the RDV006. Now, in terms of value, okay, because this is what matters. This is why we would even look at trying to identify transitionals. The 1988 regular coin by itself, whether it's a low grade or a high grade, you know, is worth right around face value. Okay, the higher grade examples, unless they're graded in top pop, aren't worth a whole heck of a lot. If you found examples of the RDV006, all right, these coins are extremely valuable. Coins like the one that you see here on the right side of your screen, kind of circulated, a little bit brown, you know, it's got a little oxidation. These coins still sell in the secondary market for between $25 and $50. All right, and the coin can reach $400 or $500 for examples that are pristine, like Mint State 65, 66. They're worth considerably more. But taking a regular coin, finding one with the transitional reverse, automatically we have a coin that's worth quite a bit of money. All right, who would have thought, right? All right, so the next one on the list is one that I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with, and sorry about the crooked 1998 obverse of the Lincoln cent that I have on here. But we have a trio, a trifecta of Lincoln cents that all have a nice little kind of collector's secret hiding in wait. So we have the 98, 99, and 2000. Each one of these coins in Philadelphia fashion only, not the Denver Mint, has a transitional reverse variety called the wide AM, okay, which simply signifies that The A and M in America, okay, depending on what you have, might be the variety. So if you look at the top of the picture, I have a close-up image of the regular where the A and M at the base are touching. So these are the regular coins. These are the most common out there. In comparison, if you look at the secondary image at the bottom, okay, we have a considerable gap between the A and M. Okay, this is affectionately referred to as the wide AM reverse. Okay, the wide AM reverse is a reverse intended for the proof coins of that era. All right, so these coins were not supposed to be struck with the proof reverse. They were made in error. Okay, someone had combined a proof reverse with a regular business strike obverse and struck coins in this fashion. Now, in terms of value, the two most common are the 1998 and the 2000. Okay, I've come across those particular dates quite frequently in roll hunting and pocket change searching in general. And those particular coins, typically command between $5 and $25 on the high end. There have been a few really high-end examples that have sold for many hundreds of dollars. So if you have one that's full red, no imperfections, then you have a coin that's worth a lot of money. Now, out of the three coins, the one that carries a lot more value is the 1999. That is a coin in a little bit lower remedial grades, like about uncirculated, still sell pretty healthily for between $75 and $125. Some of the higher mint state grades of the 99 wide AM sell for many hundreds of dollars. This is a really cool and very identifiable transitional variety, all right, and one that's being searched and found even to this day. There are plenty of these out there to be found. All right, and then finally, the most notable business strike transitional variety is a big one. Okay, this is where a vast majority of the rarity and the value is going to be stored at. Okay, and that's for the 1992 and the 1992D Lincoln cents. These were pretty interesting. Okay, instead of the coins using the proof reverse die, what happened here was the U.S. Mint inadvertently used new designed dies that were intended for 1993 Lincoln cents. So in essence, okay, instead of the proof deal, okay, we have a type of different transitional, not really well known to us, but to the U.S. Mint, that was kind of a big deal because they knew they had a modified reverse engraving for those master hubs used to make the dies. So in 92D is where you're going to find this next transition. And if you could tell from these images right here, what I did was I pulled together a regular reverse 1992 or 92D, and then one with the close AM reverse of 93 type. Now, there's a few areas where you're going to have to pay attention to, okay, because they have to match up. On the regular type reverse, okay, you're going to have a considerable gap between the A and M in America. In addition, the initials, the FG initials at the base of the memorial is going to be a little bit different too. They're smaller, they're hugging up against the memorial a little bit, plus the G is going to have a noticeable down bar serif, all right? Whereas on the close AM rare variant transitional type, you're going to have the close AM, okay? So the A and M are just going to be pretty much touching at the base. But furthermore, it has to match up with the big, large G in FG initials at the base of the memorial. In addition, the FG initials sit further away from the base of the memorial, and that's how you know you have the close AM variety. Again, these are not varieties that you could identify with the naked eye, okay? As always, if you're going through change and just searching for these treasures, you need a good magnifier. I have them for sale down below in the Amazon links. Just go ahead and expand the description box, and there's a number of them available down there. But that's a side point. But this is the big dog right here. This is the one everybody tries to look for. Now, I had mentioned that these coins right here, one of them sells for upwards of $25,000. And it's going to be one of these. As a matter of fact, the 92 Philadelphia on the left side of the screen that's encapsulated in PCGS plastic was the subject coin of probably the biggest sale of this transitional reverse type a few years ago on Heritage Auctions, where it sold for $25,680. The 92D Close AM on the right side of the screen is not as expensive, but I wouldn't shy away from trying to find a 92D Close AM, because that Mint State 65 red example also sold on Heritage Auctions for $14,100. If you can think about it, again, it's life-changing money. Everybody, I'm sure, can use $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, I possibly settle for a few grand if you found one of these in a little bit lower condition state. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's always a lot of fun to kind of recap and rehash transitional varieties, okay? A lot of folks, I still get all these waves of emails wanting to hear more about what a close AM or a wide AM is, or maybe they have a specific other date that they feel like, oh, this one is a little bit wider at the base of AM than the others that I've seen. But the ones that I talked about on video are the true documented types. These are the dates that you need to focus on until further notice. If there's a new discovery that comes to the fore sometime later on down the road, then we'll talk about that at that time. But the 88s, the 98, 99, 2000, and the 92 close AMs are the undisputed kings of transitional Lincoln cents. Keep an eye out on them. They are wildly valuable. They are being hunted left and right. People want these coins, and they are being discovered, guys. It is 2020. We had a number of them found this year alone for the close AM, okay? And they are simply out there. People are not scooping up coins as often as they are, okay? For obvious reasons. But this is a great way to find some big dog coins that are worth a lot of money. You can sell them really easily on the secondary market. So I want to thank you guys for joining in on this video. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silverhound. I got to do the same old thing every video, but, the message is still the same. It couldn't be any more stronger. Hit the like button. Share the video to your favorite site. And feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already. What are you waiting for? It's a great place to talk about coins. Again, Coinaholics, we are discovering together. Enjoy the hunt. And I will see you on the next video. You guys take care.